when we are negative to our leaders, we kind of become inciters. Sometimes students go on strike in high school and even in university, isn't it? Kuna kwanga na wale wenye wako mstari wa mbele, si ndio? To incite those people to go on strike. That is how God looks at us. When we have negative attitude, we are always complaining, we don't see anything positive in life, we forget the goodness of God. And so we make the people around us to also complain and to become rebellious. And when that happens, there becomes a lot of disorganization. If I still use the example of our situation right now in the country, yes, we have leadership. Who is our president? Yeah, William Samoei Ruto. Despite the difficulties in life, we should respect that office. We should respect the leadership. Complaining and calling names and doing that cannot change anything. If God does not want William in that office today, he has the power to remove him. See there? Yes. So, is it possible that even though things are difficult in this country, we learn to be obedient, we learn to be respectful to leadership? Who knows? What if it is actually the hand of God that put him in that office? Who knows? So, we pray that we are a people of positive attitude, and when we embrace that positive attitude, God will make things to work out for us, and we will be of good influence to the people around us, so that we don't influence the people negatively. So when the other people brought the negative report, when you read Numbers 14, verse 32, later 14, verse 32, it tells us, Numbers 14, 32, it tells us, but as for you, your bodies will fall not really. There's a section that tells us of how the people, after being influenced negatively by the people who brought negative report, they became rebellious and all that. So it's important that we show positive attitude so that the people around us become loyal, and God punishes us for that. You say that they stayed 40 years because of negative attitude. It also makes us to be disrespectful to our leaders. And when we disrespect leaders, nothing good can happen to us. Negative attitude also leads to death. Our emotions are always negative. Then we are not healthy in mind. We are not healthy in body. And have a healthy relationship with ourselves, healthy relationship with our leaders, and healthy relationship with other people around us. So, what do we need to do to develop a positive attitude in life? What do we need to do from what we have read? That is actually the theme of my sharing with you. Embracing a positive attitude in life. So, from what we have read, we can say that we can embrace a positive attitude in life despite the difficulties, despite the challenges, despite the hardships that we go through. One, by believing in God and having faith in Him. Believing in God and having faith in Him. We see the Israelites doubting God when they decided to make their own idols and worship. Were they still believing that God, the God who has sent us, were they still believing in Him? No, at some point they even said, oh, I think we should choose other leaders. It's like Moses and Aaron are not guiding us well. So, believing in God and having faith in God will enable us to see the miracles of God. This is also backed up, besides the book of Numbers that we have read, this is also backed up by Mark, the book of Mark 11, 22 to 25. You will read that later on. Mark 11, 22 to 25, which in summary tells us that with faith we can move mountains. Some of us give testimonies here that they have been to other professions, they've done other things, but they're eventually here. And God is now accomplishing their dream for them, despite the number of years they have stayed out there, in quotes, in the desert or in the wilderness. So having faith in God will enable us to move mountains in our life. Mountains biblically is used symbolically. Mountains can be our negative attitude itself. And so when we have faith, we can move mountains. Also Romans 1:17, you will read. It's about the righteous shall live by faith. Secondly, we can develop a positive attitude by being courageous and optimistic. Being courageous and optimistic. Or possessing the spirit of Caleb. Possessing the spirit of Caleb. When you read Numbers 14, verse 24, it says, but because my servant Caleb has a different spirit and follows me wholeheartedly, I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it. So, when we are courageous and we are optimistic and we see positivity in life, God will accomplish His promises over our lives. And so, even after going around the desert for all the 40 years, not all the Israelites reached Canaan. So you are aware? Yes. It's only the descendants of Joshua and the descendants of Caleb who saw the promised land. The rest just died in the desert because those are the words they were speaking when they were complaining about God and being negative to their leaders, being rebellious and disobedient. We can also develop a positive attitude by being obedient to God and to our leaders. Just being obedient to God and our leaders. Obedience, when we follow all His commands, when we avoid complaining so much, and instead we embrace a spirit of gratitude, a spirit of thankfulness. The Bible tells us that in all situations, we should give thanks to God, for this is His will over our lives. Though sometimes it becomes so difficult to give thanks when you are going through a difficult situation. Another way in which we can embrace a positive attitude is by speaking what you want to happen to you in life. God has given us the power in our tongue to bless, and also the power to do what? To curse. So when we speak negatively about our lives, that when the Israelites were in the desert, that they were asking, why did you bring us here? Just for us. It was better for us when we were in Egypt, when we were suffering. And so our children suffering here and all that. So everything that they spoke, including death, God made it to happen to them. And that is the reason they did not cross over to Canaan. They died in the desert, except the descendants of Caleb and Joshua. So, will you learn to speak positively about your life? Will you learn to say, oh yes, Mimi, although things are difficult, it is possible I can make it? Will you learn to say that, although I have a friend who influences me negatively, I will make it my duty to change him or to change her, so that he or she does the right thing God has given you? Yes. Will you learn to say that, although today I don't have school fees, I don't know where it's going to come from, I serve a God who provides? Yes. So learn to speak what you want to happen to you by declaring the promises of God over your life. That power God has given us, and every time you invoke it and you pray in truth and in spirit, it actually comes to happen. So when you are not speaking positively about your life, you are cursing yourself. Are you aware? Do we come from communities where if an elderly person curses you, it actually happens to you? Yes. The other time I was watching news of these people in the Rift Valley whose money was swindled by the county government. These people were supposed to go out of the country for studies. And the elderly people were saying that now, if these leaders are not going to refund our money, yes. So can we learn to speak positively about ourselves, and God will bring it all to pass. We can also nurture a positive attitude by remembering the goodness of God in our lives and giving God thanks. Are you able to reflect on the good things that God has done to you since childhood? There are so many, you can't count them all. Senior, it reminds me of this song. Nisemenini yote umetenda, bali nina kushukuru. Baraka zako hazihesabiki, wema wako hauzoeleki. Umefanya hili, umefanya lile, umenipa jina, bado nina kushukuru. So there are so many you can't remember, you can't count. So every time a spirit of complaining threatens to get close to you, remember the goodness of God and give Him thanks. When you give God thanks, He is pleased. And that thanks becomes the key for God to open doors to us. Those fortified cities that we read here, God opens them when we remember His goodness and give Him thanks. And so we have already said that yes, we acknowledge that life is difficult, but there is something positive we can acknowledge, we can see in life. We are breathing, we are strong, we are healthy, isn't it? During COVID-19, we could not sit here like this and worship God. We could not even attend institutions. We were locked up in the houses. And we learned that even the oxygen we breathe for free is a great favor from God. And so we have many reasons to be thankful for to God. And so in the midst of all the challenges, let us find something positive to say thank you to God for. So in a 3-year stay in this college, I know we have a group that is almost proceeding for the teaching practice soon. We have first years who have joined us. In your 3 years stay in this institution, in your interaction with your fellow students, with your interaction with God in truth and in spirit. Just your own. You don't have to wait for, the CU, the secretary, whoever, to call you for prayer, a caller, and Chacha and Joshua in your